Welcome everybody to the last game of the group stage, at least for this channel. It's going to be Group D, Aftershock Gaming versus Power Rangers in this Battle of Central Europe Season 3. Goddamn, it's been pretty damn awesome as a group stage all in all, and last game, that ending, couldn't have expected it, to be honest. Aftershock, they took the game, whereas Power Rangers, they had not a huge lead, but a lead nonetheless pretty much throughout the entirety of the game. But in the end, Aftershock just getting down the correct hero with him not having buyback, whereas making your Slark escape with like 40 HP, just lucking out a little bit as well, but luck is part of skill. We're here, of course, we're HeflaTV, I am Coucher, I am joined by Grandy3, man. Do you think we're gonna get just as exciting of a finish for the last game?
I have no idea. I'm not sure exactly what to expect from both of these teams. It seemed like both of them were content just farming up, and in the end, it's Aftershock to be justified as the ones whose carries survived. Ditchera, on his Weaver, despite having a whole lot of gold, it didn't feel like his impact was as high as the Slark coming out from Aftershock. So props to them, they make it work out. Let's see how this game is going to start out. They leave, again, the Wisp inside the pool, which honestly I think is a little bit of a mistake unless they're going to pick it up themselves. Even though it didn't win Power Rangers the first game, I still think that that's just such a dangerous hero to give away.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, Soneko, he's proved himself as a great IO player, to be honest. And it is hard to play against Zero just because relocate ganks, they're such a huge threat to you at every single stage of the game. But Aftershock, mixing things up now, starting with an Elder Titan, of course leaving the Death Prophet in the pool, but the Power Rangers, if they don't go for a Death Prophet now and Aftershock get the Elder Titan Death Prophet combination, it could be deadly already in itself. Just no armor, nothing just that can save you from the spirits.
Yeah. I think that's going to force Power Rangers pretty much to pick up that Death Prophet, but instead they go for a Nature's Prophet and Puck opener. Very peculiar. They're not bad heroes by any means, but are they worth passing up for these other choices and letting Aftershock get the cream of the crop? I don't think so.
Now the question is, do they even go for the Death Prophet for Aftershock as well? I mean, they might go for a Slark, try to just work around with it that way. Nature Prophet can't do much of anything, and well, I don't know. Nature Prophet, like you said, and Puck both, they are strong heroes. Maybe Power Rangers, they have a special plan. They did pick them up pretty damn fast, to be honest, so they must have some form of strategy in mind. Maybe it's like a pocket strategy of sorts, I'm not too sure. Maybe they're going for like Lycan next, have Puck, Nature Prophet, Lycan, just push people down, and Aftershock going for a Dazzle as the second pick? What's going on? What happened between game 1 and 2?
I honestly have no idea. Dazzle's a good hero and combos decently well with Elder Titan, and that much is true, but if you're gonna pass up the physical damage from Exorcism, what else are you planning on snagging up? I expect Death Prophet to be banned out, and maybe these teams just aren't interested in picking it up. Viper's taken out by Aftershock, and I can see why they'd want these two together. I'm holding my... I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a Huskar pick coming out from Aftershock Gaming. I think that would be wonderful for them. If you go for an Elder Titan Dazzle opener, I'd be incredibly scared of a Huskar if this were a pub.
Wow, the Huskar actually would be pretty legit. Power Rangers banning out an Ember Spirit. That's also one hero that Aftershock could have gone for. Hard to lock him down, especially if the Dazzle is backing him up. And Elder Titan, Natural Order with the Sleight of Fist. It definitely does a lot of damage to Power Rangers. It is a Visage. We might see a throw coming out as well. It would be a pretty scary amount of push. As well as all of them so far are ranged heroes. But Aftershock going for a Axe. Oh god. Please let it be Axe, Dazzle, +1 aggressive tri-lane.
Okay, so Power Rangers, they commit to the Visage, and then they go back for the Drill Ranger after already seeing an Axe on Aftershock Gaming's side. Both teams seem to have, like, a plan in mind, and they're going to commit for it, and it just looks so scary. I don't know, like, if I'm Power Rangers, even though Drill Ranger, Visage, Puck, and Nature's Prophet have a lot of damage between them, they're so squishy. And a Silence coming out from the Puck and Drill Ranger is going to be nice to deal with that. They have one true stun between them until you have Visage Ultimate as well. I don't know, I'm still holding out for a Huskar, but if I'm not going to see that hero Axe as a close second, a really nice aggressive choice coming out from Aftershock that's going to be able to get up in the face of Drill Ranger and pretty much negate her as a hero. She drops so quickly. If she gets spun once or twice and then dunked, that's the majority of their damage and their plan down the drain.
I'm hoping for a Tusker now for Aftershock. Just go for Axe, Dazzle, Tusk, tri-lane. Snowball people into Berserker Skull and just Shadow Wave. Although, I guess if you're going really aggressive training, you would expect to have either more sustain with more heals or something, or just another ranged hero as the other support. Although you can still go Elder Titan Dazzle Axe as well if you want to. If you want to go for an aggressive tri lane at all, it might just be Elder Titan offlane, Axe jungle once again like they ran it once, and Dazzle just +1 safe lane. We'll see. Death Prophet still available, although Alchemist is the pick. Okay, then I have no clue what's going on, to be honest, but Aftershock, I do kind of hope that they ban out the Death Prophet, because if Power Rangers also got the Death Prophet, that pushing power would be scary, plus another silence as well.
If I'm Power Rangers, I wouldn't pick the DP. As weird as that sounds, they already have the Nature's Prophet, Puck, and Joe Ranger. Wait, are you talking about for Aftershock?
I don't know, I was thinking about for Power Rangers, although they might want to get like something that's maybe a little bit more beefy in the front lines, but
Yeah.
they do ban out the Bristleback themselves though.
And Bristleback would have been pretty scary, to be honest. It's really risky. I'd love to... If I were Power Rangers, ideally you'd get like a Tidehunter, but a Centaur's a pretty close second. The Abaddon band coming out from Aftershock is actually very peculiar. They're probably just going
Power
to pick up
Rangers, they
another
need
support.
a support. We didn't even look at it.
Well, they could run the Nature's Prophet in the jungle, and that's always an option, but they would love to have some nice defensive support. I think Earthshaker, but okay, Clockwork. They're actually not going to pick up a support, so these lanes are going to be incredibly greedy from Power Rangers, unless it's a support Clock, and even then, if you're going to pick up a support Clockwork, there's usually better options in the pool.
So one thing that they're gonna lack, if it's gonna be just Nature Prophet jungle, is that Visage can't do much of anything to punish that, and well, Aftershock going for a Storm Spirit as the last one. So this game, I really have no clue what to expect, how aggressive this might be. Although having an axe from Aftershock and the Storm Spirit, I guess they at the very least want to go on the aggressive quite early as they possibly can. Whereas Power Rangers, they're most likely just playing the farming game, getting the crucial levels, the familiars going, that marksmanship on the Drow Ranger, and then just maybe try to split push.
I suppose so. If there was a game I wouldn't want to play Drow Ranger, this is the game. As Storm Spirit and Axe, Alchemist, these are beefy frontliners that are going to be getting up in your face and make it almost impossible for you to get your damage off. And then you also have an Elder Titan taking away all of your base armor. Those spins are going to sting like none other. And then you have Acid Spray and Weave on top of it. I really like Aftershock's plan in this game, and I think it's going to work out. We'll just have to see how it actually pans out for either side. It's on the Radiant side. We are going to have Power Rangers with Cheshire Cat handling the Clockwork, looking towards the off lane. Mid lane, we're probably going to have Pluck played by Satchelo, with Soniko playing the Visage, going down with to the bottom lane with Dichira on the Drow Ranger, leaving, last but not least, J4, presumably towards the jungle Nature's Prophet.
As for Aftershock, Seroji heading towards the offlane on the Elder Titan at the moment. Usually not the offlaner for them, but maybe this time around. Patka on the Dazzle, Mind Control heading into the mid lane on the Alchemist, leaving Kefka on the Axe, and Shelopi on the Storm Spirit. I guess it might be like Elder Titan, Dazzle, dual offlane, Axe jungle, and Storm Spirit just solo save.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be their choice. Axe's loadout doesn't seem like a jungle loadout to me. Usually you pick up not Tranquils, but the armor band. Yeah, Ring of Protection, Stout Shield, and Tangos, and if you really want to go full YOLO, you get double Stout Shield. But just with this much regen, it feels like Axe wants to roam around and look for a couple more kills, rather than just AFK jungling, but it's still doable with Axe, although this build is a little bit more up to RNG.
God, life is gonna be interesting with this game. I mean, I guess any game can turn into a farming game, but I think this game is not going to be one of those. At least I sincerely hope so with such lineups. And what runes are we going to get? A bounty rune bottom lane, just an illusion on the, or top side rather, and illusion bottom. So, boring runes, no haste, no invis, no massive setup.
Yeah, for now, the start is at least going to be passive with junglers on both sides, and they should feel pretty comfortable with jungling. A single support Visage isn't going to be able to roam and kill off an Axe, and similarly a single support Dazzle isn't going to be able to roam and kill off anything in their jungle. Dazzle's actually... Patka? Are you alive?
Wow.
Okay. It looks like he's alive. I don't know, he held the creep wave at this point, which is very peculiar to see out of a support. Usually you want to get the wave pulled back as far as possible. This is going to ensure Cheshire Cat a little bit of an early start in this lane. Illusion Rune picked up by Sanika is going to annoy Axe inside the jungle, but he gets a decent camp in order to farm, so it's not going to harm Kefka's farm very much at all. But that move coming out from Petka, if that was intentional, I'm actually very interested into the reason.
Why he was double stacking here? Or...
No. Why the Dazzle was
Oh
standing
yeah,
here.
I thought you were talking about Kefka still, so... I have no idea, really. Just it's free XP for Cheshire already level 2, and with that, he can maybe even get the solo kill onto the Dazzle, to be honest. Especially that Dazzle went for that first point into Poison Touch. That was really the weirdest moment, and usually you just at least try to run around a little bit so the creep wave wouldn't get the maximum damage on you or anything. So I got no clue. Maybe he was a little bit AFK, and by the time they realized there was no reason to pause anymore. But mid lane, Mind Control and Charge Slow both dropping pretty damn low. But Mind Control, he did go for the Ring of Protection and Stout Shield to begin with. So his bottle, if he's even going for one, which I still expect he will be, is going to be delayed by quite a lot.
Even though he does go for more, I don't know, higher cost build to start out, I think it's completely necessary. And Puck goes for Null Talisman, and without that Stout Shield and Ring of Protection, he'd be in a lot of trouble. Kefka with an Invis Rune, however, might be able to set up on the Puck because he's so low, and now uses his Illusory Orb. There's an opening here where they might be able to get a call, as long as Kefka doesn't show to the Creep Wave. The Invis Rune wasn't spotted out by any wards, but maybe Clockwork got eyes onto it before the Axe picked it up, so Puck might be safe enough. Let's see how keen Puck is to this information. It looks like Shetro is just hugging his tower, and he should be completely fine.
Yeah, Kefka gonna back off because of that as well, but he's already level 3.5. That's pretty excellent, to be honest. Does lose some valuable farming time, but not that big of a deal. Clockwork level 3 in the meantime, comparing him to Seroji, who is only level 1.5. So it's more or less the same story as last game for the offlaners. Cheshire Cat having a pretty good time, whereas Aftershock's offlaner is just struggling as all hell.
Yeah, and it's kind of the weakness of Elder Titan. I really struggle people putting him into the offlane, especially on the Dire side. Now chased down with the Grave Chill as well as some Frost Arrows. It's going to be First Blood. Saniko picking that one up, just given the rundown with 2 points up into the Frost Arrows.
Well, there's just no escape from Grave Chill, but Cheshire Cat, Battery Assault level 2 activated. He needs to get a little bit closer. He needs the Cogs, come on, goes for it, and that's going to be a solo kill onto Patka as well. I think he has the Shadow Wave, but it's only level 1. No Shallow Grave to save him, but Jalopy, he came in. So he's going to get the counter kill, maybe, although he's only level 3 as well. Electric Vortex slows you yourself down as well. Just bottling up, Clarity as well. Not bottling, Healing Salve rather. It just does get cancelled, but now J4 TP's in as well. Does he have the Sprout? He does. Can he get close enough though? Kefka coming in from behind on the Axe. Has Berserker's Call, one of it, Battle Hunger, level 1 as well. Not going to use it quite yet. Oh, but Cheshire Cat pushes Kefka back with the Cogs, as Jalopy as well. And J4, he's going to go down. Mind Control gets a kill onto Cheshire Cat's Clockwork. With a stun and acid spray. So in the end it's a 2 for 2, or rather a 2 for 1 in that particular engagement.
That was so greedy coming up from Power Rangers. Cheshire Cat could have made a clean retreat and just walked casually out of there, but it seems that J4 is like, no, we really want to go on this, and he makes the TP in, and then they end up just finding nothing on top of that. Both of them dying, Alchemist cleaning up a free kill for just walking by and dropping a easy kick auction stun. Kefka is able to continuously farm. He stacked up this large camp, and these creeps are winning up against the Axe. Not lucky enough with his stuns, and his Tranquil Boots are currently over by the camp. Kefka, no! He's gonna pick up his Tranquil Boots and then book it.
Just imagine somebody having come in at the exact same time. Like now Cheshire Cat is walking in. If he loses his Tranquil Boots, he's pretty much gonna be screwed. That's 1,000 something gold, and it might happen right now. Oh no, the port. I think Kefka... He has to turn around immediately, pick up the boots, and just run away.
Okay, so it's nighttime. Kefka has no vision of Clockwork. In fact, the fog line is right... Oh, I can't... Okay, that's stupid.
Yeah, I'm showing them. I'm showing them. It works for me, at least.
Okay, yeah, so it's right here. Oh, you can't even see my pings. Oh, whatever. Well, yeah, there's the fog. So Cheshire Cat is completely invis, and Kefka is going to have to kite these creeps around, and Clockwork... I think this is just going to be a casual snag and grab from him, and at the very least, he's killing Kefka, and he might be able to steal the Tranquil Boots and kill him.
Oh man, if he gets the Tranquil Boots, it's like... Okay, let me calculate. 200 for Ring of Protection, 350 for Ring of Regen, that's 550
it's
plus
975?
I think it's 1,000 these days, just because the Ring of Protection cost got increased, right?
Oh, yeah,
it's
it is.
1,000. It's
1,000 even.
8,000.
Yeah,
So if he gets that, not only is it going to be 1,000 gold down the drain for Axe, he's not going to be able to jungle all that fast. He's just literally reset to the start of the game, but the only change is that he has more levels.
And
even less items, to be honest.
yeah, he actually has less than when he started out. He has a stout shield and that's it. It would be so bad for him. It would be absolutely damning. Let's see if Cheshire Cat's going to be able to accomplish this. Okay, so Cheshire Cat is about to get vision of the creeps. Once he sees the creeps following Kefka, he's going to know what's up before the Axe does.
The question is now, though, does he go far enough to also see the boots on the ground? Or does he follow the trajectory that Kefka is running towards?
Yeah, so if he wraps around the left side of the trees, there is some fog that he might be able to abuse. Since Kefka is going to be on the other side of the trees, he might be able to, like, ring around the Rosium and, like, really next level him and then kill him and then pick up the Tranquil Boots. If he makes a beeline for the Tranquil Boots, Axe should be able to win that fight.
But Axe, he's probably not going to spot Cheshire Cat for quite some time because he's going to be behind the tree any second now before I think they get into vision of each other. So he's not going to have vision on Cheshire Cat even for a longer time still. Oh my god.
Okay, so place your bets now. Who's actually going to get the Tranquil Boots? I think Kefka's dead no matter what. Unless he immediately turns around, picks up Tranquil Boots, and runs towards the right, which he shouldn't do based on the fact that he has no vision.
I did see a ping from Chelopi around where Axe is. I'm not too sure what it was all about, but this pause is long enough, so theoretically, stream sniping is possible. I'm not saying that they're doing it or anything, but if Axe is gonna just double back, pick up the Tranquil Boots, and run away straight away, then something fishy must be going on.
I don't think it must be going on. Clockwork has been missing off of this top lane for quite a large time. They should know that he's roaming around the jungle trying to catch out the Axe, even though they don't have wards. So even if they're not stream sniping, if you just think about it for 2 minutes, you're gonna get really, really, really suspicious. I don't know. This is puppy pause at its finest. I don't even know. Like, I want to see what happens when this pause resumes. And what I want to happen is have Clockwork kill the Axe and then steal his Tranquil Boots. As mean as that is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask for an update because otherwise we don't even know why exactly. Yes, we see he's disconnected obviously, but we don't know if he's coming back. It's like power outage. Can't connect to the server. Oh my god. No. Say it ain't so.
Please, no.
I don't even know what to do in that case. I don't even know how like load-ins work exactly.
Please don't. If we load in, there's not a chance that it's going to be at 4:55.
Probably not.
Tranquil Boots may yet be safe.
So I think restarting Steam might fix the issue. I haven't seen an issue as such for quite a while.
So if we have to do a remake, what we should do is have them start the game and play until 5 minutes. Or at least until the scuffle in the jungle is over, and then we can pause and look for a remake.
Oh man.
And if Axe loses his Tranquil Boots, but in the remake he has his Tranquil Boots, we'll force him to deny them.
I have no idea what's gonna happen from this.
Neither do I.
That's why it sucks that there aren't any actual admins in the game. It's just the casters hosting the games and that's it. So if we have to get an admin into the situation, it's really hard to just describe to him what the hell is going on and everything. Oh, he's reconnected! He's reconnected!
Oh, okay. Disaster averted. Let's see if Axe's disaster is going to be averted.
Go has been given. Comment, yes. Comment for reconnecting.
Commended for connection. Alright, let's go.
Oh my god, this is the most intense stuff I've seen. He's going for Kefka! He sees the creeps, he doesn't see the boots yet! Oh, Cheshire Cat! He was trying to snipe it! Oh god, Kefka. He doesn't even die, he gets Tranquil Boots. This is the lamest outcome ever. Mid lane, Mind Control might lose his life though. A few more right click, Stream Coil is gonna keep him in place. Rocket Flare came in as well, so... Okay. Neither of the things we expected happened.
Yeah, okay, so Cheshire Cat, he starts out over here. Then he walks and stops for a solid like 5 seconds. He wants to hide around the trees, but with the creep aggro going this way, X knew exactly what was up, so it's just straight out the back door. So
He did not see the boots, man. He did not see the boots. Kefka, another pause. He might get the Berserker's Call, and there is Patka also coming in. Go has been given, and yes, unpaused. There's the Power Cox, but Chishakat, he's caught himself as well. Poison Touch comes out with the Berserker's Call, Shadow Wave. They might have enough, although Kefka is out of mana. Chishakat, no Battle Hunger. Is he really gonna make it out of here? Sure looks like it. Come on, 19 HP.
Yeah, Tranquil Boots are going to start giving him that extra movement speed. Cogs are going to come out, however, and that's going to save Cheshire Cat. Now with Puck running interference on the sidelines, 17 HP. Clockwork makes it out alive. Okay, so Axe survives through what could have been disastrous, and Clockwork also does, so I suppose it's even.
Well, J4 drops low bottom lane, they get the Sprout, immediately eat them through as J4 gonna go down to the tower, so Elder Titan gets a kill, tower also goes down, Dichara gets that, so I guess that's a positive, but no way J4 should have died there.
No, you really shouldn't have. That was... I'm tempted to say foolish, dangerous, risky. Just a little too fast and loose coming out from the Nature's Prophet when you do have an Astral Spirit that could come at any time from the Elder Titan, and that's going to be a kill, as well as level 3 going his way, which is much needed based on this early game for Elder Titan. Draw Ranger, in the meantime, is completely free farming away, 43 last hits at almost 7 minutes, and could go back for a Midas after these power treads, and I honestly would think that that's a pretty solid choice by the Draw Ranger either way. But no matter what it is, Dichira is going to be hitting very hard.
Throw is definitely the hero that can make good use of the levels, just get the silence, especially against Aftershock. You want to have as much silence as you can to try to deal with a Storm Spirit, especially a safe lane farming one. Doesn't have the craziest amount of last hits at the moment though. I guess he's been roaming slightly for that one fight as well, so not focusing that much on the last hits. Plus of course Elder Titan, he's been zoned out, or had been zoned out at least previously. Way better than the Clockwork was. But still Storm Spirit in the mid game is going to be rather scary together with the Axe. Axe is level 6 as well. Not going to get quite as fast as Blink Dagger as last time around just because, well, didn't get that great of a start, but should be fine enough. Mid lane though, there's a puck coming in. Cheshire Cat, unfortunately no hook shot. So nothing's going to happen again, looks like it.
Yeah, we're in for another passive game, just isolated pickoffs here and there. And this is favoring Power Rangers for the most part. Their Puck's getting a good amount of farm in the mid lane. Joe Rangers getting a Mask of Madness to help accelerate her farm. It's an okay choice coming out from Joe. I don't like it. I think if you're going to passively farm, you go for Midas. And if you're going to fight, other items might be a little bit more beneficial. But for now, she's now the scariest damaging hero on the map. Aftershock, they have a decent farm Storm Spirit, but his immediate item impact is going to be very delayed. He goes for a Magic Wand as well as a Basilius on top of the Power Treads. Any Orchid or any Black King Bar, whatever he's deciding to build this game, is going to take a while before that comes out. And Mask of Madness is going to mean that Joe Rangers immediately online will be able to wreck through towers and split push like a champ.
Yeah, this pushing power is real. Mask of Madness comes out. They're going for the mid tier 1. J4 TP's in aggressively. They're going to find Patka, immediate Shallow Grave and TP out. I guess best solution, but Dream Coil stops it, so he's gonna go down. One more right click. Even the save doesn't save. Oh, heal doesn't save you. Nice hookshot onto Kefka, but he's still alive. Gets the Berserker's Call as well, but he had to escape Shallow. He came in just to ball lightning away. So Storm Spirit, he left his farming position just to do more or less nothing. Mind Control wants to get the stun on anybody. Can he get in range? Chashlo, not the best target, and never mind, not even gonna get that. So he stuns himself, takes some damage, activates the Chemical Rage. And looks like the tower might just go down. What? Why no kills, guys?
Yeah, I mean, they have another stun being channeled by Mind Control. Looking to throw that off. He connects down to Dichira from very long range, but it's a very low level stun. He's actually maxed out the acid spray and gone for 1 point to Grievals. So Mind Control, his stun is actually very lackluster, even if it does connect. Silence onto Kefka, as well as on Jalopy, doing a lot of damage to his axe. Dichira's on the sidelines of the fight. He's going to get stunned again by the Alchemist, but Kefka's probably going to be the first one to fall, surviving with 47 HP. Now zip forward onto the front lines by Jalopy. The Mask of Madness is going to secure the kill onto the Draw Ranger, and now Nature's Prophet cleaned up by the Dazzle. Cheshel is still trying to make his escape. Can't disjoint that Poison Touch from the low ground dunk from the Axe is going to be used on a creep to give them some extra movement speed as they're able to clean up that last kill. Wow, that's actually an application of dunk that I haven't seen for quite a long time.
Yeah, same here. That was just bloody brilliant. You don't need it off cooldown anyway. So just give them the extra movement speed. Really well done. And Axe, how the hell did he even survive that? After he even dodged the rocket flare. Not too sure if a level 1 rocket flare would have been enough, but it would have been pretty damn close. But Axe survives that. They all survive and they just get free kills and give away nothing in return. Even the tower survives this. Just excellent fight from Aftershock. Just really well done. Mind control. Has himself a level 2 unstable concoction now. Also, haste thrown in the bottle. Might be able to get something sneaky accomplished now. Potka in the middle has to be a little bit careful, but with 2 points into everything, that's a skill build I really haven't seen on Dazzle either, just 2 in everything.
I don't know, for Dazzle, all of his spells are worth leveling, and so, I mean, it makes sense. Stun in mid being challenged by the Alchemist, hasting forward, going to throw that towards the Visage. Zanika is going to be tagged by the stun. Now the Poison Touch has... excuse me, Soul Assumption, he's going to dump that into the Dazzle. It's actually 2 kills going to work, and now Mind Control being eaten into by the Drow Ranger. He's also going to fall as that haste rune turned into 3 kills for the enemy team.
Oh no, and they tower down as well. I don't think it got denied. Yeah, just destroyed by the Radiant. This just backfired so damn hard. An unstable concoction only being level 2 didn't do almost any damage at all, or at least it felt like it did almost no damage. And this Visage, he has 0 points into Gravekeeper's Cloak. So should be a really easy kill if you have like any kind of minus armor present. Even the Poison Touch is physical damage, so Acid Spray should boost that up as well.
Well,
but,
yeah, when you look at the Visage, he has a Medallion of Courage and Tranquil Boots. Together, that's an extra 10 armor if he doesn't have the Medallion on anybody. So, I mean, it's still a pretty tanky Visage, even though he doesn't have any points that Gravekeeper's Cloak. And now PR, they can go for Roshan. It's not the fastest since they don't have level 2 into Drow Ranger's ultimate, and now they are going to be forced to back out as everybody's up and alive for Aftershock.
Top lane, Shashlo, he's gonna jump straight into Kefka. Kefka is so low on mana, only has mana for 1 spell. Gonna get silenced up, Shashlo maybe tries to escape. Now Chelopi comes in, Electric Vortex will come out, Berserker's Call at the same time though, but the dunk will be there in time anyway. Magic Stick gave him enough mana. So nice kill on the puck, and we're getting kills back and forth. 3k net worth lead still though for Power Rangers. XP more or less zeroed out after this fight most likely. So it's gone a little bit more aggressive at least than it was like a couple of minutes ago, so that's fine for me.
Yeah, and now Kefka, after a pretty slow start, or a slower start than what we saw in the Axe earlier today, now has a 12-minute Blink Dagger, which is definitely very respectable after the way that he started out this game and almost losing his Tranquil Boots. Axe is now 1-0-3, and this is going to make it very hard for the Drow Ranger to be able to accomplish anything in this game. Only 777 HP to her name, and that just means that a couple spins and Axe is going to be able to pretty much solo kill her, and that's only with the Axe jumping in. They also have a Storm Spirit that's also been pretty untouched. 104 CSing well is on top of that with the top of the net worth chart, or close to the top of the net worth chart, a little bit less than the Drow. But still, Jalopy is doing fine for himself and will be on his way towards the fast Orchid. This Drow Ranger is going to be the first target in pretty much every single one of Aftershock's fights, and they'll be able to do it very easily.
It's definitely the best target as well to go for. I mean, Power Rangers, they're stacked with ranged heroes, only the Clockwork is a melee one. So if you take care of the Drow Ranger, that's a lot of damage for the other heroes as well, gone all of a sudden. So definitely a smart choice if they do find that. Storm Spirit, Orchid, is gonna finish the second Oblivion Staff. One thing that they are lacking though is Natural Order, not a single point into it yet.
Ew, I really hate this build choice coming out from Elder Titan. Even just 1 point is so worth it. I mean, the second point into the Echo Stomp is nice, but I think it's a 1 value point spell. In this game, they have some decent setup for Earth Splitter, so I'm okay with them getting the ultimate at 6, but honestly, I think 042 or even 024 would have been a better build.
I have to agree, I mean, just Astral Spirit, you don't really need it to be maxed out. Oh, the hookshot came in, but Kefka with the Berserker's Call, stun to follow as well, no creeps, but there's the Earth Splitter. Nice cogs, catching 4 even. Oh wow, but... well, hookshot a little bit off target, and even if it had hit, it was a bait anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. Eventually that's going to be remedied. Zeroji now has 1 more point into that natural order, and once he gets to level 11, he should have that completely maxed out. So it's not going to be the worst of choices coming out from the Elder Titan, but I still think that it's just too good to pass up. Although the Visage is very low armor. All of the other heroes rely fairly heavily on their base armor in order to stay alive. But up in top, Kefka eating too much burst from the puck. Now with the TBM from the Nature's Prophet, Kefka is going to fall. The right clicks from Nature's Prophet do him in, but Nature's Prophet probably shouldn't have been in a position to where he should have been able to kill off that axe. In the meantime, Dro is going to be jumped by a stun. Her Gust is not going to bounce back the Alchemist. With a haste rune, he's going to be able to pursue her to the ends of this earth. Even when Grave chilled up, he still has the remainders of that haste rune. Just needs a little bit more damage. Can he do it? Dichira surviving, 53 HP, now silenced by the puck. Mind control, they're going to be able to throw a Soul Sunshine into this Alchemist, and he wants Dichira so bad. Slow stun. It's not going to be enough. He dies under the tier 1 tower. And now they're going to be able to potentially make a turnaround. The hookshot's going to land into creeps. So scratch that, no turnaround.
That, I mean, you would think that when he's hated, the Grave Chill isn't gonna do anything, but the attack speed drain from the Visage's Grave Chill pretty much prevented that kill. That's why Alchemist couldn't get the few right clicks in between, just because they were too slow and he had to keep on chasing. So they saved the Draw Ranger against all the odds, really, in this case. And just another rather silly kill, or silly death, maybe.
Yeah, it really was. You don't expect Alchemist to die there, and you expect him to get that kill, but with only Power Treads and Bottle in his inventory, despite having 2,000 gold in the bank, Mind Control hasn't committed that to anything, so it doesn't help. Kefka down in bottom, smoked up, gonna get a blink call on Dichira, and this time I don't think he's going to be happy enough. He's gonna get dunked, not even needed. Jorger dies to the creeps.
So that's a nice counter kill for them to get. Dro, of course, has the Yasha as well, but although he's number 1 in net worth, it's not by a huge margin. And I think he's had like the most farming time in this game. Although Storm Spirit does have more last hits, and that's gonna mean that his Orchid is also going to be finished in a couple of creeps. So gonna be a nice pickup. And Aftershock, they're attempting to go for Roshan. They have the Acid Spray, Dazzle to keep them alive, level 2 Shadow Wave. But never mind, Rocket Flare comes out and they're gonna back off. They do smoke though. And I don't think it was spotted, although it was under an Observer Ward still though.
We'll just have to see. There's a handful of Visage Familiars that are going to be flown over to the sidelines. And now they do have that Storm Spirit Orchid, but they're going to jump forward. They get a call onto Shashel, looking for the spins. They get the spins, and he's not able to phase shift dodge the stun. Then the dunk comes out from Kefka to secure it. Zipping from the Storm Spirit. Doesn't land onto anything, but still Jalapi's hunting. Visage as well as Clockwork under the tower are potentially in a bit of a sticky situation, but for now everybody's going to back off and try to help out in the chase for J4. Sprout onto Zeroji. J4 on the wrong side of the map trying to make his way out of here. Long step from the Storm Spirit. Going to be a little bit off the mark, but doesn't matter. They'll be able to punch him down, and Storm Spirit gets the kill.
Didn't even need to use the Orchid here. Dazzle goes down in the meantime to Soneko. Mind Control just blinks away. That was his item of choice as well. Not a bad choice, just channel the Unstable Concoction. Blink in, easy stun. But they get the 2 nice kills. Both onto core heroes as well. Well, I guess 4th position Nature's Prophet. So used to him just being offlane. But he's going for an Orchid himself. And there's the hookshot onto Zeroji, Elder Titan. He cannot cast the Echo Stomp. Gonna be cancelled immediately. I don't know why he even attempted it. He might still be able to outrun him. Mind Control comes in as well. No stun to throw on Cheshire though. Familiars also were chasing, so I don't think he would have escaped. But Alchemist, I feel like he could have attempted a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so as well, and I don't know, I'm on the fence about this Blink Dagger purchase from the Alchemist. Although it's a nice item if you're going for a roaming ganking Alchemist, it's coming out very late for Mind Control, and he's committing more towards the Greevil's greed. I don't know, Mind Control, it doesn't seem like this is really his game. In mid, zip away from Storm Spirit is going to land him into the Gust, and now Silent Step, he's going to fall.
The Drow survived with 40 HP after the Soul Burn +1 right click. People have been surviving throughout the entire series with such low HP that it's not even fair.
It really isn't, and I suppose you can chalk that up to good positioning coming out from these players, but honestly there's quite a bit of RNG involved too. Draw Ranger going to be going for an SNY build this game, and Dichira is going to be pretty hard to lock down across the map, just really fast farming around. There's going to be call up towards top, but Kefka cast that before he blinked, so that doesn't do anything.
At least he didn't give away his position, so he can still jump in, although no creeps at the position anymore, unless Chargelot goes a little bit forward. Kefka, he can run his way out and still get a nice Berserker Skull. Although Chargelot, I think he's more or less aware of this, and yeah, he blinks out now. Little bit unfortunate. Oh no! He guessed the positioning, but the timing was like half a second off.
Less than that. That felt like just a tick away. The Alchemist, or rather Axe, isn't able to cancel that puck's TP. I thought the puck might have like blinked out of there, but those were blink particles from the Axe. But I don't know, that would have been clutch as well if puck was able to cancel his TP, but not necessary. Call onto the Visage Familiars is going to mean that one of them is going to die. That's really annoying if you are playing Visage. Playing up against an Axe, those spins as well as call going through Magic Community is going to mean that you're probably going to lose a bird or two.
Dichira goes for the cast, misses a Mind Control, had a double damage rune, wanted to go for the kill. He did a crazy amount. He's hitting for 361. Or was hitting for 361 at the time. Oh my god. That's just filthy 20 minutes into the game. And he's also giving 50 damage to everybody. Well, at least the ranged heroes. And Aghanim Scepter almost finished on Soneko. Well, I say almost, but 1,500 away. It's not all that far though. All the outer towers have been destroyed though, and going for tier 2 is definitely a lot harder. Looking at the graphs, almost a 5k net worth lead though for Power Rangers. XP about 2k only, so not that big of a deal. But Aftershock, I think with their lineup, they were probably expecting to have maybe a lead for themselves instead of Power Rangers having it.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game, Aftershock, if they're behind, they're really far behind because they kind of need to have an edge at this point in the game. Before the Drow Ranger really gets some items, this is the point where Drow Rangers should be dying whenever they want to kill the Drow. And Dichira doesn't have a great KD at 221, but this is better than what she's supposed to have, or what Dichira is supposed to have. The zips in from the Storm Spirit and Blink calls from the Axe should be killing her off every time she shows her face inside the lanes, but that's just not in the cards for Aftershock, and PR getting farm on pretty much all of their heroes. Clockwork has a 4-staff, Power Treads, Bracer, Magic Stick, pretty much everything you could want is Clockwork, definitely enough to be effective. Visage is almost at that Aghanim Scepter, as you've already mentioned. And now the Puck, he's going to be building into what seems to be an Orchid. No, it's Yule's Scepter for Puck and Orchid for J4, which is actually flying out to him on the Courier.
Well, Storm Spirit is going for the BKB, he has the Ogre Club flying out to him, but that doesn't mean the BKB is still finished. So the surprise Orchid from the Nature's Prophet might be an easy kill. I still think he needs probably +1 hero to bring down Chelopi. He is pretty tanky, especially if he puts the Power Trace and Strength, about 1.2k, a little bit more even. But they're going for the tier 1, should be an easy kill for them. But in the meantime, tier 2 is getting pushed in. Patka, he's going to get jumped upon by Shashlo. Yule Scepter still flying out, so 1 second later, but they get the cogs. That should go down on... Oh, Berserker Skull onto Shashlo, but the Gust is there onto Kafka. Earth Splitter coming through, the stun is there, Shashlo gets caught. Battle Hunger still on him as well. Don't think he's gonna go down, has a regen rune as well if need be afterwards. So they get the kill on Dazzle, they get the tier 2. Sure, they lose the tier 1, but just way better trade for Power Rangers.
Yeah, it really is. And this Drow Ranger, as long as she stays alive in the fights, is a huge damage source, if not for herself, for everybody else. And Power Rangers, I think they've gotten over the hump. The hump should have been in like 15 minutes, and once Blink Daggers come out for Aftershock, as well as the Orchid coming out from the Storm Spirit, they should be dying left and right. But that's just not happening, you know, jump in mid. This might be a pick off onto the Alchemist, but they turn around to Shashlo with the Orchid. They jump in with J4, but J4 can't do much. He silences up the Alchemist. Will he be able to get off the stun? It doesn't even matter since Jalopy gets off the pole. Now jump in, the hookshot lands on the creeps and doesn't stun anybody. And now it's just going to be a clean 2-0 going the way of Aftershock after PR take a very, very sloppy engagement.
That turnaround, I mean, he used the Yules to initiate, and now another blink. Berserker Skull misses teacher, he will get stunned up. I don't think they can follow up without the Berserker Skull though. So he escapes, but him using the Yule Scepter for the initiation meant that there's no way he can get rid of the silence that came out from the Storm Spirit. So Puck, easy kill after that. I mean, Yule Scepter is all nice and well, but it doesn't give you additional just survivability if it's on cooldown already. And Mind Control, is he going to blink forward? He's going to stun himself again. It's happened way too many times. Chelopi not going to be able to follow up because of that as well. Mind Control really just isn't fast enough with throwing out the stun. And Chelopi gets silenced up by J4. J4 gets the revenge kill, and Cheshire Cat, hookshot coming off cooldown in 1 second. Probably Saroji is going to go down. There's the hookshot into the cogs. No escape.
Yeah, it's really hard to get those long-range stuns off as an Alchemist now. After they, I don't know, balanced it to where the long-duration stuns are only available for 0.5 seconds, it seems Alchemist wants to get those off, but just isn't fast enough on his fingers, can't find people in range. A mix of good positioning from PR and poor timing from Aftershock is going to mean that they jump into the Rashawn pit and they'll be able to take it incredibly fast. With Mask of Madness Dro, this is now double life for Dichira, and an Aghanim Scepter on the Visage couldn't have come at a better time. Visage with his level 2 familiars already up, he will be able to get a fresh resummon and 3 new familiars at his disposal. He might not summon it immediately, he's gonna drop his birds down and maybe save them for the next team fight, but that is available, and that combined with the Dro Aura, if you can imagine, that's extra 51 damage for each of those birds, hitting at pretty much max attack speed, plus already doing an absurd amount of damage. It's actually dirty. Oh,
it certainly is, and they can just use it for pushing, for team fights, whatever they want. Bottom lane, Familiars are already pushing in, and they don't even have the Precision Aura. Or did they? Oh yeah, it was activated, so never mind me. And Tower Silent down to 237 HP, and those were level 1 Familiars, I believe. At least there weren't 3 of them, that's for sure, but he resummoned them now. Oh god, this game's just gonna get so hard for Aftershock. They do still have 4.7k on Mind Control. What? Where the hell did Alchemist get that?
Well, in short, Grievel's Greed?
I didn't even know he was farming up all that much at some point, but what's he going for? Is it just Radiance now? I mean, what's he saving up for?
Who knows? In the meantime, what I do know is that Axe was just picked off in Storm Spirit, forced all the way back to base, just by his silence coming out from the Dro and the raw damage from them. But yeah, Alchemist, he didn't max out his stun. Force stuff away, not going to disjoint that Alchemist concoction, but he actually maxed out Grievel's Greed forever ago. So that 91 CS, although it's not as much as the other farming heroes, means a lot more because of Grievel's Greed. And he's able to maintain this inside the jungle. It's going to be a one-shot bot assault Cuirass.
Well, not a bad item to have. Power Rangers have a reasonable amount of physical damage with the Precision Aura for everybody. Axe goes for a 4-staff now as well, just to get out of power cogs, I guess. 3.9k on Dichara as well, though. Still number 1 in net worth by about 2.5k almost. And AC, it's gonna be nice, of course, especially that the Elder Titan reduces their base armor anyway with the Natural Order already. But can they actually get the fight? Especially now that Road Ranger, he has the BKB as well. That's gonna be just excellent survivability for her, and easy Mask of Madness and just right click away.
Yeah, again, I'm not a fan of Elder Titan's build this game. He goes for a second point Earth Splitter over maxing out Natural Order. It's not the biggest of issues, but I think that extra point Natural Order is more worthwhile. Currently, it's going to be smoke coming out from Aftershock, as they are going to be looking for a pickoff, and that pickoff might be on the Visage, although nobody's really close to anybody else on the map, and the way PR are positioned, I think it's unlikely that the smoke is actually going to net them a kill, although the Visage Familiars, they're flying over the top, but that's not going to pop any of the smokes, and now the smoke breaks. They're going to look for Siniko, but the call is going to miss. Now Siniko, caught in a bit of a pickle, is going to be tagged by that, excuse me, stun coming out from the Alchemist. They obliterate the Familiars with a heal, and now dunk down the Visage. Jump in Dreamcool onto 3, as well as the Silence hookshot onto J4. His ally is not going to be stunned by that. Still jump forward. Cheshire Cat's going to 4-staff cogs, burn a little bit of mana away from Aftershock, but still they're not able to find any damage. Here's the damage to Zichara on the low ground, able to put some major hurt to, excuse me, the Elder Titan, now trying to focus down Mind Control, but Graved up. Mind Control doesn't really care, trying for a TP out. He should be able to stick that landing, and he will. Dichara going to be stunned up by the Elder Titan and his larger Splitter Foot. Everybody else makes it out alive. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade after the dust settles.
So, not a bad trade at all for Aftershock. Of course, they got the Chomp as well and killed out the Visage. The craziest thing is, though, the Axe, he 4-staffed himself out of the Dream Coil, but because of that 4-staff, the hookshot, it came from this direction. It went straight, like, between the Dire Heroes and into the Nature's Prophet. It's like, how the hell could the hookshot even miss in that short passage? And now,
Siniko.
Oh man, Berserker's Call already in cooldown, but Chelopi gets the silence. Even went for a Yule Scepter as well on the Storm Spirit, just defensive measures, I guess. Not even too sure, but to get another kill, just this game, this is so crazy.
It really is. And Power Rangers, they still have a slight lead, although it is only slight. Aftershock are starting to get some major items. It's Nature's Prophet. He's dropping pretty low, but he'll be able to TP out. It's instead up top, where the Aegis is going to be lost by the Draw Ranger. Now TPing in, or respawning back into the loving arms of Jalopy, will be pulled back, dunked down, and that's going to be the end of Draw Ranger's life for the second time. One of the disadvantages of Draw Ranger is that if you die the first time, you're probably going to die the second, especially if you use the BKB on the first life.
He tried to BKB and just run away, but Berserker's Call goes through that. Kevka dropping pretty low, but Blade Mail is there. 4-staff away, Dream Coil used as well. He's still alive. Chelopi comes in, rather low on mana. Shashla gets silenced up, but Chelopi couldn't follow up anymore. So everybody escapes, everybody stays alive again. But 17 to 17 kill score wise, rather even. Looking at the graphs, has dropped down a little bit, but still a 7k net worth lead for Power Rangers. XP though, 2.5 only. So it really is quite similar to game number 1, but oh, the stun onto Cheshire Cat. He might even get the kill with that all the minus armor coming out. Oh no, 4-staff from Cheshire Cat saves him, but just barely. Like 1, maybe maximum 2 right clicks would have been enough.
Of course, and yeah, Cheshire Cat going to escape by the skin of his teeth, if he was on some different type of treads, if he didn't have the point booster or what have you, he probably would have fallen. He's going to throw a flare before he makes his way back to base. That flare is going to land in mid, gets him a cool CS, as Roji also mops up the creep wave there. Both sides have a lot of tools to fight at this point in the game, and that's kind of what we're seeing. It just depends on who gets the better jump, as most games do.
So Drow, although he's farmed, Alchemist and Storm Spirit are equally so, and even Yax, to be honest, keeping up with J4. And J4 though, he is a 4th position, or he started as a 4th position Nature's Prophet. He has the 2nd highest farm on Power Rangers. At least Visage has a pretty healthy amount as well. But Aftershock, they have Natural Order maxed out by now. And that's really just a hidden source of a huge amount of damage, to be honest.
Yeah, and now with Elder Titan picking up the Vlads, both of the armor auras are available for Aftershock, and the Assault Cuirass on the Alchemist as well as that Vlad's onto the Elder Titan, and it's going to mitigate a lot of PR's damage. Their magic damage is fairly limited. Soul Assumption from the Visage is probably their most sustained source of it. They have a decent amount of burst from the Puck as well, but a lot of it relies on the right clicks of all of the heroes, minus the Clockwork, as well as those Visage familiars, which is going to be mitigated and might be enough to survive. J4 TP's in front of his own tower, summons some treants, but he has plenty of backup in order to do so. Tier 2 tower up top is going to fall very quickly, but Tier 2 tower down in bottom probably going to fall as well. Dire structures are fortified, which will delay this push up top, but not that much. Astral Spirit's going to fly through a handful of treants, and, well, there you have it. It looks like it's just going to be a straight-up trade.
Just why fight if you can push? Fighting is pointless. Everybody loves just peace, and I don't know what. Buildings, they're the real enemy, but at the moment all the outer towers down for Power Rangers. Aftershocks, they still have 3 towers to kill, so that's about 3k net worth, which would almost even out the net worth graph. It's about a 5k difference at the moment. XP almost completely zeroed out. So Aftershock, not looking all that bad. Kefka up to 3k gold as well on the axe. What do you think the next item is going to go for? Oh, Berserker Skull, they catch the puck in the pit. The stun to follow from Mind Control. They need a little bit more. They get the kill. Nice cast. Catches free teacher. Pops the BKB as well. Jessercat comes in. Beautiful cogs. But Kefka already TPing out. Chelopi gets stunned by the familiars. So it's going to be 1-for-1 as Chelopi just ball lightnings away.
Oh, Roshan respawning in 20 seconds. BR. They don't leave a familiar inside the pit, so nobody's going to know that Roshan is up.
So pretty much this trade in both XP and gold was 100% even. Okay, maybe not 100% but like 97%. But that is BKB Feast on Storm Spirit, and that's a huge pickup, to be honest. Kefka trying to hunt for something, not gonna find it. Chem is on the ground as well. Nobody's gonna pick it up. Chelopi not gonna carry it around. But everybody keeps farming, just fun times ahead.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about until we have a big engagement. Right now, the Tier 1 tower still stands in mid for Power Rangers, which at 33 minutes in is quite honestly miraculous for them. J4 continues to farm. Everybody's just getting items as they don't really feel, oh, long zip in. Ooh, blink away from Nature's Prophet will keep himself safe as Jalopy expends the majority of his mana pool to try to chase after Nature's Prophet.
J4 also has 4.3k gold. Is it just straight off Hex now, or do you also try to go for a BKB and hope it helps, or it's not a guarantee that the BKB will even help?
I say just go Hex. Like, the BKB, it's kind of nice to dodge the stun from Alchemist's Concoction and the pullback from the Storm Spirit, but it's not worth it. I think just having the Blink Hex is too good to pass up.
It really probably is. Just, you need the surprise factor, but Tichara picks himself up a Hyperstone. Might be a Mjolnir in the making, considering that Soneko has himself a Chainmail and a Plate Mail, so the Visage is going for the AC. Throw Mjolnir, he attacks pretty damn fast, so I guess the lightning might be enough, but in the meantime, Roshan going on by Aftershock. They could use a little bit more minus armor, to be honest. But they can do it because Power Rangers doesn't look like they're aware of this just going on. And there's a double damage as well. Now a 3 coming in. Deny double damage first, then go in, man. But never mind, Chelopi jumps in, gets the double damage. Or no? What? He activated. Oh yeah, he activated it, but it doesn't show it's active. What? Did he ball lightning himself out of a double damage?
I suppose so. I've actually never seen that interaction before where ball lightning stops you from getting an activated rune. Yeah, I don't know what just happened in the Dota universe. Ice Frog, please fix. Or at least explain what's going on.
He zipped so fast with the ball lightning that time reverted or forwarded itself to the time where double damage was not active anymore. I don't know. That's really... I have no idea how it happened or if it should happen like that. I'm pretty sure it shouldn't, but who knows.
Yeah, I expect that if activated double damage rune appears over on the chat at the side, we should have it like actually appear on Storm Spirit. Either way, not gonna have a big impact. Would have timed out either way. PR, they still get a couple of items up. The Mjolnir on the Draw Ranger is close, but not quite. Clockwork gets himself an Agnum Scepter for some hook shots, and he'll put it to good use. His jumps in mid, looks for a tower deny, and then casually walks away from Jalopy. As the Storm Spirit is impossible to kill, and even if he does, well, zip him from Storm Spirit, this might happen. As Cheshire Cat's jumped on, Orchid onto him, the damage should be plenty, as the Soul Burn, as well as one more auto attack, is going to be enough to secure a kill. Visage, in the meantime, kills off the Elder Titan, buys back into this game, wants to fight up top. They're pushing high ground in the meantime, while the Storm Spirit is busy with the Clockwork. But now with the Alchemist looking for a stun, he's not able to cast the stun, he stuns himself, and... well, that's the end of that. Aftershock can't do anything.
At least they clean off the familiars with just a Berserker's Call and a few spins of Kefka. That is the one downside of the Visage. He did have the resummon, so it's not that big of a deal. But nice gold for Aftershock anyway. Elder Titan, he did get caught by just a blink sprout of the Nature's Prophet. So went down like that, and looks like once again just one kill for each. Elder Titan of course had to buy back. So it's a little bit better for Power Rangers, plus they got quite a lot of tier 3 damage done. I mean, it's down to 200 HP only. Just the familiars can come in and backdoor it at some point if they want to. J4, does he have his Hex flying out? Yes he does, so J4 has Hex. Puck doesn't quite have his yet, but about 1,500 gold away from it. So if they get double Hex, they're gonna have just a huge burst of teamfight control, and within that control they should have enough time to just really kill people off as well.
Yeah, definitely. The damage is not lacking on PR in the slightest. Defensive tools are, they don't have very great ones. They have a BKB on the Draw Ranger, but that's about it. That's probably all that they need, however, if they're able to isolate and kill off one or two heroes at the start of the fight, especially if those heroes, like the Storm Spirit or Axe, and even the Elder Titan to a certain extent, is really pivotal to Aftershock's strategy at dealing damage to PR, first off, and just the control in the team fight as well. Eliminating those auras is very important.
But now there is a smoke coming out from Aftershock. Boots of Travel's Axe as well leading the charge. I guess you are pretty speedy. Going for the Shiva's card most likely with the plate mail of his. Even almost has enough gold for it. Unless he wants to save for buyback on top of it. They are placing wards as well while smoked. So even if they don't find any kills, at least they get some vision going. That's also something. Is there a gem on anybody? Yep. It's on mind control, so they have a gem as well. But smoke expires. They're gonna find the haste rune though on Axe. Is it gonna be just the ignition key? Are they gonna go for the jump?
I don't know. Let's see if it is going to break out. There is potentially an opening onto the puck. Fine Statue is going to battle hunger him up, looking for a call potentially, but a blink away will keep puck safe. Zips that forward to the side. We'll be able to pull him back. Shashlo. Now Silence Up's going to be brought down very low by Jalopy. The Soulbird's not going to do him in the dunk. It was fogged out, but Storm Spirit does kill off the puck. Nonetheless, the Orchid tick actually hadn't gone through yet. Yeah, J4 down in bottom is going to be pursued by the Alchemist as well as the Axe, and is going to make a clean retreat. Still one pickoff going the way of Aftershock.
This game is so interesting. My heart can't take it anymore. Oh god. So okay, let's make our predictions. How long do you think this game will last? Mind control though, he's channeling for J4, but J4 he blinks out just in time, and mind control, he's gonna have another self stun. But yeah, what's your prediction on how long this game will last?
It's so hard to tell, especially with these type of games, because one teamfight could completely turn it on its head if they don't have buyback or if they die back. I'm gonna say 15 minutes.
Okay, I think this game will end at 53. So, I'm hoping it's gonna be faster, to be honest, but... Oh, the jump onto maybe, no, never mind, my control blinks away to safety. Channeling the stun, they're going for Dichara up, the Berserker's Call first, Hex comes out, but it doesn't even matter. Nice hookshot as well, Dichara, he's alive, pops the BKB, they need to bring him down as Spotka, he's on the run, you set it up, Kefka, still rather low in health, Dichara, come on, bring him down with anything at all. BKB ends now, but they're on the run. Storm Spirit gonna come in, grab J4, easy kill on that at least. Kefka still on the run, Chester gonna get slowed down, silenced up as well. No hookshot, no nothing, battle hungered up. He takes a fall. Well, thank God that the draw survived at least, but they only got the dazzle. In the meantime, familiars try to split push, but against backdoor, it just didn't do anything.
Yeah, Ditchera actually got a casual Hyperstone and went into Crystalist afterwards. These items are going to be building some really nice 6-slotted items in the future, but for now they're just kind of casual and efficient items, I suppose. But if you complete up a full Daedalus or a full Mjolnir, I think it's going to be more impactful than either of the components alone. Scythe now in this Storm Spirit, however, is going to be a really scary pickup for Aftershock, even more control for the Drow Ranger. I think it's unlikely that Ditchera is going to survive in another fight, and honestly, she probably should have died there. Storm Spirit went for a more conservative zip onto one of the supports, but he could have just YOLO'd onto the backlines and killed off Ditchera and killed off the supports as well. If he were just a different player, maybe he would have gone for it.
He was just a little bit too far away at the start of the fight. If he had been there immediately, I think even the Dazzle wouldn't have died and it would have just cleaned up completely. But with the Hex now, his mana pool 2.1k. He just has so much to work with, plus the mana regeneration is also pretty damn great for him. And Shiva Scarf finished an axe in the meantime, 5.5k up on, well, that's going to be a basher for the Alchemist, Abyssal Blade to come later on most likely. They are getting just so many items, or so many crucial items that is at least. Looking at the graphs now, about a 3.5, 4k net worth lead only for Power Rangers. XP in the favor of Aftershock. This is just way too much like game number 1.
It really is, and I don't think it's because of the drafts. At this point in the game, I would have expected PR. Whoa. Okay, so Nature's Prophet just got a career snipe, now trying to TP out back towards his base. Storm Spirit's TPing in the stun whiff on the Alchemist, but with the flying vision coming out from the Remnant as well as the Scythe, J4's going to lose his life for it. That courier was holding on to absolutely nothing, so I don't think that's worth it for Nature's Prophet to give up his life, especially if they lose the puck up top. They do get the coil initiation, force staff forward, it's going to break the coil onto... My goodness, that axe just obliterated by Ditchera and his damage. Medallion thrown out by Suniko and a couple of catapults to push out further, and it's on the other side of the map where the Clockwork dies, zipping from Jalopy. This pickup potential from Aftershock is insane, and now they might be able to find a little bit more. Everybody's defensively positioned enough, but they need to be so careful as Jalopy's almost at a full mana pool again.
He just gets that mana back way too fast. If he had the Bloodstone, of course, would be a little bit sicker. But, well, there's the Chimp in. Hex onto Charge Law. Such an easy killer should be. Yeah, Electric Vortex. So, puck down. So, 3 heroes are on the silence for Power Rangers for a little while. They can push down the tier 2 most likely if they want to keep on going. Another jump doesn't find anybody. But that's an Abyssal Blade finished up now for the Alchemist. They're gonna find the Familiars. One. No, never mind. They get the drop downs. Still not completely safe. But... Puck, he even died almost immediately to the axe, but the silence, I think it was the gust even, prevented that Culling Blade from coming out. Didn't matter in the end though, died anyway. And we're at the point where Drow Ranger, he is gonna have to solo carry. He did go for the Daedalus, so it's just a casual Hyperstone, which is like, what? Sonic also has a Assault Cuirass, so they're gonna cancel each other out on both teams. Mind Control gets stunned, or rather stuns himself again. Sprout though, a little bit off target. Alchemist kill would have been huge because he wouldn't have had buyback, but since it didn't happen, doesn't matter.
Yeah, both of these carries, the Alchemist and Drow Ranger, are hitting really hard, and although Drow Ranger is a really scary hero in the later portions of the game, there's going to be a point where her BKB's at 5 seconds, and she's just going to melt. Huge zip in from the Storm Spirit. Already does so much damage to J4, now pulls him back, will destroy him. Zips out away by Jalopy is going to keep himself safe. Now with the Weave, they're going to potentially get in more. They have the BKB pop by the Storm Spirit as well as by the Drow, but Drow's eating through Mind Control. He has the Shallow Grave support, but it's probably still going to fall to one more auto tech. The Blink Away is going to disjoint it, and he's surviving with the Chemical Rage regen. Storm Spirit still going to be zipping through. It's beyond godlike spree for Jalopy. He cleans up the Drow Ranger, and now the fight for PR is so much harder. The Visage Familiars aren't doing enough to Mind Control as they stun Suniko through the trees, getting that vision with the Astral Spirit. Now they clap him down. He is going to be brought down by the right clicks. A triple kill for Jalopy. Beyond godlike, and a huge teamfight win. They'll find even more. Cheshire Cat trying to run away. Clockwork's going to be dropped by the Alchemist stun, and just like that, Aftershock has blown this game wide open. It's going to be about a minute till they have to deal with the Visage, Clockwork, and Drow Ranger, although she has buyback, is going to be forced to spend it almost 100%.
Well, at least Puck has Hex now, so that's like a silver lining for Power Rangers there. Although it went so damn bad. Drow Ranger almost cleaned up the Alchemist, but Dazzle completely saving him. Shallow Grave, Alchemist suddenly coming back with full HP. The Chemical Rage, 103 health per second, is sick, and they're going for Roshan at the moment as well. Only with the two of them, but they don't really need even more. Familiars getting chased down by Jalopy in the meantime. Although Hex up onto Kefka, they might get the axe here. He has enough for a buyback, I do believe. There's the Sprout as well. Silence to follow. He doesn't have a TP, or rather, he's on cooldown. Breath of Nature comes through. He's still on the run, but the Soul Burn will bring him down. But Aegis picked up, and I think there was a cheese as well. Yes, a Storm Spirit holding onto a cheese. That is goddamn scary.
I still would have given the Aegis to Jalopy, but to each his own, I suppose. And Alchemist with the Aegis is going to be able to make good use of it either way. I think he's the better cheese carrier, however. But yeah, that aside, Aftershock still get the Roshan. They don't push high ground, which I thought they'd be able to do just based on where the fight is. And I think going for one lane to barracks might have been a little bit better. Power Rangers, their Draw Ranger's completely capped out now with the Blink Dagger. She might decide to replace the Sanjin Yasha with a Butterfly or maybe Mask of Madness for a Satanic. But pretty much, Digiro's not going to get any stronger. And these positioning tools are nice, immediately especially. But, I don't know, Aftershock, I think they've gotten themselves a significant lead. Now that Alchemist is going to build into some really serious damage items, or maybe just a heart to tank up and become almost impossible for Power Rangers to kill, it's looking pretty grim for them because of the amount of chasing power and positioning tools that Aftershock have at their disposal to get in the face of Dro.
Well, looking at the graphs now, Aftershock, they have taken the lead. 5k net worth. Oh, the hookshot! They catch Seroji. The Hex was used at the same time as well. Elder Titan, he does have buyback though, so won't be that big of a pickoff. It's already been 7+ minutes since they last got the pickoff here, and we're almost breaking high ground. Boots of Travels also on Storm Spirit now. He is more or less 6-slotted. Has the cheese, of course. Sipped all the way home. Just trades out the boots. And they are ready for the fight. They have the Aegis. They have everything they need. Shemon Kefka is trying to stay as far back as possible just because of the familiars. But they're going to go in. Calling Blade the familiar. I guess he hasn't really needed Calling Blades in the fights anyway, but maybe should have kept or held on to it.
I'm completely fine with him doing that. That familiar is a lot of damage, and now he's going to be able to clean up at least one more, but the BKB jump in. They're going for Jalopy. He's going to be saved by Shallow Grave, but only just will he be able to pop up the cheese. He will. Back up to full HP. Now zipping forward, onto the back line. Texas up Shatchlow, chasing him forward. We'll pull him back, and now Shatchlow to fall. It's going to be the puck down first, and now J4 focused down by the Storm Spirit. Ditchera caught in between two enemy heroes. That's 3 down. Now chasing for 4. Clockwork's up in the air inside the Yule Scepter. Drop down to the ground. Abyssal up in the air again. I have no idea what's going on anymore. He will hookshot at point blank range. Drop down by one more auto attack of Mind Control. Nature's Prophet, the only one with buyback on Power Rangers, and just like that, Aftershock again finding a very convincing T-fight win, even though the range barracks drops to half and their tier 3 tower falls.
That's just man of that fight, the Dazzle. The Shallow Grave, without that, Storm Spirit would have died. Yes, he would have had enough for a buyback anyway, but now didn't hit the buyback, cleaned up anyway. Of course, he had to use the cheese, but that is perfectly acceptable. And we almost had a scenario where you wanting to have the Aegis on Storm Spirit rather would have made a huge difference. But he does survive. Dazzle just Shallow Grave a little bit too strong. And can they go for high ground now? Only J4 has buyback. 40 seconds for the draw. I mean, in theory, it feels like it should be pretty easy for them.
Yeah, it really does. I think Aftershock might have actually done it. As weird as that is to say. They still have the Aegis on Alchemist and a regeneration rune to boot. They would have loved to have that on Jalopy, but that's tier 3 tower down at the very least. Rose down for 20 seconds flat, and that 20 seconds is plenty to get at least one lane of barracks, and maybe even swing down towards bottom and take a fight there. Visage Familiars, I have no idea where they are. They are down in bottom, and they will be available for this fight. If Aftershock want to play this conservatively, they can just back off and wait for Power Rangers to push. They're really in very little pressure.
Well, at the very least for Power Rangers, Roshan is not going to be up for at least a solid 4 minutes. So that's a positive. Manta style picked up on the Alchemist in the meantime. I guess he doesn't want to get orchided up either and stun himself or something like that. I'm not too sure. And everybody has enough for buyback almost except for the Dazzle. So
oh, hookshot on the Mind Control. I don't think he can kill off this Alchemist. Pops the ultimate. Now with J4, maybe they have enough damage, but Chat's just being beaten up inside his own cogs. He might be able to stun himself inside it, but now J4 going to get called by the axe. Now zipped down. They can't kill this Alchemist, and they can't do anything about it. I like the Manta style pickup by Mind Control, but does it even matter? I don't think so. Buyback available for the Nature's Prophet, and yeah, it's going to mean that he's able to more reliably get off his stun, the extra attack speed, movement speed. It's a nice item for Alchemist, and I think that's a carry you should consider, especially when you only have to worry about a handful of silences as lockdown. That aside, Droninger's forced to split push top, and she can do so pretty quickly. The top racks are going to be backdoored straight up by these familiars, but now called, the regeneration is going to be there, and they lose all three of them. That's actually a huge loss by the Visage. Okay, so yeah, that backdooring attempt completely failed. They did not have Dro Aura for the entirety of that, or maybe they did actually. That's still going.
Well, that doesn't really matter in the end, just because Chelopi, he is pressing on the high ground. The Aegis was expired in the meantime. Manta Style is flying out, but doesn't really matter. They're gonna get the tier 3, although Mind Control not quite close enough for the Aura right now. They are ready for the fight. The bonus armor coming out from Potka as well on the Dazzle. It should be enough. Mind Control wailing away. There's the hookshot onto the backlines. They want to get the Dazzle first. Chargelo jumps in as well, but the Ule Scepters keep them alive. Chargelo hexed up by Chelopi. J4 might be next. Silenced up. They're going to go for Chishagat in the backlines. Tichara goes for Mind Control, but Mind Control is too damn tanky. Kefka hexed up, but 4-staffed out. Chelopi gonna go for J4, and that's a dieback. He's gonna go for more. There's the Berserker Skull. Dunk number 1. Can he get Soneko as well? Slowed down. He is pretty fast with the Grave Chill. Tichara already bought back on the Drone Ranger. Thrown up in the air. They finish up the racks, and most likely will get the disengage as well. So they just force out a couple of buybacks, and maybe we get Tichara again. Silence is there. Berserker Skull. Electric Vortex. It's gonna be a dunk, and this must be game. What? Okay. Yeah, it's GG called.
Alright, so the disconnect triggered the pause. None of the players actually pressed that button, and fair enough, GG called up by Power Rangers and Aftershock have just been on a... I'm not even sure what to call it, just a complete tear through this early group stage. They've been seemingly unstoppable, even though there have been a couple games that look close. They're team play, and they just seem to be able to make it all work. This group has been very interesting to watch, but I think that's going to round it out. We have one more game with Denial versus Aftershock, or versus... Wait, is it versus PR? Actually, it is versus PR over on the other stream.
It should be the second game of Aftershock versus Denial now coming out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. My goodness, I'm sorry. I'm completely stumbling on my words. I'll leave it to you to end out the stream.
So yeah, guys, go check out HeflaTV HP1 for Denial versus Aftershock coming out. The last game for the group stage. Doesn't really matter too much for the outcome. Aftershock, they are number 1 anyway. But for Denial, I think it might make a difference. But in any case, thank you guys so much for just... watching us, supporting us, as well as the league, of course. If you liked what you saw, be sure to check out the sponsors as well. Steel Series, eBattle, Vinotech, Hitbox, GhostSoGamers.net, esportsbets.com, as well as dailydota2.com. My god, that's a lot to say. But of course, we have been HeflaTV. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, HeflaTV. The links are also below the stream. The votes always uploaded to our YouTube, which is youtube.com/HeflaMoke. For the casters, it's @Coucher for me, @GrandisV for my co-casters if you want to leave us some feedback or just follow us. And guys, this is it. Check out HeflaTV HB1 for the last game for the group stage. Has been a blast, and see you for the playoffs, probably starting tomorrow.